Good evening, everyone. You're all having a fantastic Monday. I think it's Monday. Just a moment, I'm going to check the stream quality on YouTube. I don't know if it's actually going. Nope, yep, looks good. A couple of announcements, but we'll get into that a little bit later as more people start to funnel in. That way I don't need to re-explain too many times. But today, mostly just going to be diving back into the user interface development. Last time in Unreal Engine, I was trying to get it to where I have a terminal that exists in the 3D space. Go ahead and swap over to the engine. With the idea being that I can click on the terminal with my mouse, and that will let me press buttons in this UI here. I was having issues with that, and so today we're going to try to fix that. I looked up a little bit about how to do this, and give me a sec. I'm going to try to rearrange my monitors in a way that I can see some stuff. Open up my chat also. Hey, Dim Triff. Nice to meet you. I don't know if you've been here in the past, actually. You might have been. Hope you're having a good Monday evening, or morning, or afternoon, whatever it might be for you. Right now, I don't know if you heard me say this. I have a interaction system set up to where I can click on a terminal, but I can't press any of these buttons here. And so what I'm trying to do is get it to where the button presses work. Looking online, it said, "You're new. It's Dimitri." Oh yeah, that is a common. It's the extra letters at the end that threw me off. Nice to meet you, Dimitri. Welcome on in. I guess an explanation of what this horror game is probably in order, especially if anyone is watching this for the first time, because these videos save on YouTube as soon as the stream is over. A lot of inspiration from some of the more modern friend slop horror games like Phasmophobia, Lethal Company, Repo. The idea is that there's this one large entity in a Resident Evil style map, and you are a data analyst, and your job is to observe the behavior of the entity, of the monster, and then document it. And so last week, go ahead and make this guy visible again. So this is our AI monster friend here. Right now it doesn't do all that much or look like all that much. If we go to its behavior, here we go. Hey, Omes, how's it going? Glad to see you. So a lot of the actual like movement that this AI has, so everything that's green is something that this AI can walk on. So I can tell it, hey, go to this spot, and it will navigate on its own to that spot. And then I can add animations to it, but right now there aren't any animations, so he just kind of does that. But the other thing, this part is my code, so I custom built this, or custom made this part in C++. So I can give it different traits. And so the goal for the player is to figure out which of these traits did this, I guess for the sake of simplicity, we'll just say that it's an animal. Which of these traits did the animal spawn in with when the game started? And so for instance, this bottom one here, freeze when spots player, we go into the game, we can walk over, and when it turns around, it'll see us. We walk back, it'll probably continue to move towards us. And then when it sees us again, it'll stop. So that's slightly different from a lot of the other behavior you might see with like the Weeping Angels, where it's the other way around. Whenever you're looking at it, it doesn't move. But I can turn my head, and it'll stay in the same spot. Mostly just because that was simpler to program in. So the idea would be, when I did... Ooh. That hitbox is weird. But the idea would be that when I figure that out as the player, I will have a list of things that I can choose from here, and I can assign different traits that I think this guy might have. But right now, we don't have the terminal working. And to give you an idea of what it looks like when I want to program in different traits, I do that here. So first, I have to give it just a name. So this can be anything. Doesn't have to fit any format in particular. So that one we're looking at here is just freeze when spots player. Last week, me and chat kind of spitballed a lot of ideas back and forth between each other, and that's what all these commented ones are, which are essentially me saying, in the future it might be fun to implement this, but for the sake of not, like, overloading stuff that doesn't work yet, we'll just kind of keep it commented out. And that's what these 2 backslashes here mean. It's a code comment. And then when I want to actually get this to do something, I can either make a new one of these nodes. So let's find an easy one. Audio detection. Oh, that's actually a lot going on in there. Let me find a super simple one. Alright. Avoid fire is probably the easiest one. So I can just Control-C, Control-V this CPP file and the .h file, and then I can modify it. So for instance, when we did that stop when you see the player, all I did is I have this if statement that says if our AI has the trait freeze when you see the player, all it's going to do is it's going to stop its movement. Specifically what it's doing is it's just setting its walk speed to 0. And then setting its... What is this? Setting its target to the player's location. So this way, when this isn't true anymore, the AI will move to where it last saw the player. But here you're doing good, by the way, OMS. Always glad to hear. But we need a way to get the players to actually document this, and ultimately, my goal is to work through to get a lot of that underlying foundation done, so that even though the game doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on, because these are all just gray boxes right now, I can figure out the aesthetics later, as long as I get kind of the fundamental worked out. So, to fix it so that I can actually push buttons on that screen, I was reading that we actually have to add a widget interaction component to our player. Let me see here. I'm gonna read from this. Widget interaction component is what handles the input translation from a 3D array cast into simulated user interface input that the UMG widget can understand. Open your player character blueprint or actor there, blah, 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 add a widget component to it. In the details panel of the widget interaction component, configure properties like interaction distance, how far the player can interact. This is a very, since this is a very uncommon situation, I don't really think the distance matters too much, but just enough so that, yeah, 500 will do fine. Virtual user index, usually keep at 0. Let's see what that is. Represents the virtual user index. Each virtual user should be represented by a different index number. This will maintain separate capture and focus states for them. Each controller or fingertip should get... Okay, I only want one interaction then. So it was right. Keeping it at 0 makes sense. Pointer color, the color of the virtual pointer array. I don't know if that's here. Maybe that's in debug. Yeah, debug color. Red works, I guess. Crucially, the component will by default perform a raycast. This raycast needs to hit the geometry that is displaying your widget. Implement the interaction logic. In your player character blueprint, use input events like left mouse button or controller button to trigger the interaction. On the pressed event of your input, call the function press pointer key on the widget interaction component. The default key to simulate is usually left mouse button. Okay, so that was what I tried to do last time. I just did it here. It was wrong. I haven't seen the FNAF 2 movie yet. I want to check it out at some point soon, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I wonder if I added it underneath the widget interaction, like the camera. So maybe what I needed to do is maybe what I had was fine. Okay, let's test something. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to compile. We are going to enable inputs on this. To enable inputs. This just tells this blueprint. So if any of you are trying to follow along to some degree, this here, this is the zoom terminal. This is essentially just the representation of what I want an object to do, and this is that object, this terminal itself. And so if we turn off navigation, turn on collision, you can see that yellow box there. Do this. Well, it's kind of just red now. It might be a little hard to see. When I click anywhere in that box, it activates this line of code here. And then when I try to click out of it, it does the opposite. It flip-flops to this one. So what I want it to do is I want it to enable inputs from the player controller. So that way it'll accept my mouse click. And I'm guessing it's not enable inputs. It's probably disable input. Here we go. Now, I'm not super confident this will work, because it might need to have it on the player, like the tutorial was saying, but let's see. I don't see anything. Let's also do this. Let's go back and let's print out that this is even happening. This will let us know that... Okay. So it is for sure getting to this part, but it just seems like this isn't doing anything. Go to our widget interaction. Oh. I didn't... Why is that on? Sorry, my bot on Twitch is posting a thing that I didn't think it would. Oh. I can explain chat points. Oh, whoops. Let me fix this. And let me try to do this. I execute. Test. There we go. Hey, Raph, how you doing? Glad to see you. Trying to get interaction stuff working today, Raph, which is always fun. Glad to see you. Well, since we have a few people here, I did say I had a couple things to go over, and since the bot talked about the Discord, now is probably a good time. This. So, if any of you are absolutely new here, I usually stream at 7 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then 10 p.m. on Fridays, and that's Pacific time. If you're in the Discord and the bot sends the link every so often, the schedule tab gives you your local time zone converted to when the stream is going to be. Or easier way to follow is just to follow the channel, and then if you happen to be looking for something to watch and I happen to be live, it's probably going to get recommended to you. I did want to mention though, there aren't any streams for the rest of this week, and then none for the following week. So after today, the next time I'll see you guys will be in 2 weeks. Obviously, with holidays, the big holiday being next week, I'll be too busy to be live. So hopefully you guys are doing some fun stuff too. I'll still probably be chatting in the Discord and going back and forth and maybe even posting smaller updates. But just wanted to throw that out there. Just in case people were trying to follow. You miss seeing spaghetti? Oh boy, yeah, I don't. I can live without it, but for just trying to get this to work as simply as possible, I need the spaghetti. It's so much quicker. You're using a dynamic material where you are manually setting the render target texture from a separate scene capture to draw UMG. You will still need the widget interaction component to send the input to the original UMG widget that is rendering to the texture. Your mesh has a widget component attached. The interaction is straightforward as the widget component is designed to work. The widget component out of the box. Huh? I don't think I can just attach a widget. Oh, I can. That doesn't make sense, though. Because it's doing that down here, which we learned last time. Graphics. Yeah, it's the widget class. But down here, target is widget interaction. Or should the target be the widget component? You'll still need to. You will still need the widget interaction component to send the input to the original. Hey, Nibble, how you doing? Try this. Okay, no, that does not work. Widget interaction. Hmm. Okay, I don't know if this is acting like it's just a widget that exists in 3D space, because right now it's turning it into a dynamic material and casting it to that, so we can kind of have this curved screen here. I mean, I might just end up biting the bullet and not having a curved screen to make it flat, so we just use the original widget itself and not have to deal with this. Well, let's see if maybe that works. Maybe it does. Um, okay. Perhaps not. I don't know if that's what it needs. Show debug. Do that. I don't see any debug. Oh, is it because it's down here? Hold on. If I set this all to 0, now it's right there. Have a good night, Raph. Thank you for dropping by. Have a good one. Oh. Well, that's a little more obvious than I was thinking it would be. Let's, can we rotate this? Uh-huh. I still don't quite get how that works. When's my time frame to complete the game? I don't want to set anything in stone, especially if the game isn't ready yet. Kind of that was the mistake that I made for the Halloween stuff. But uh time frames that I have always end up slipping. I wanted to have like a demo ready by this year, but that obviously didn't end up happening. So, it's hard to tell. I would say for sure like at least I don't know, half a year to a year. It's hard to tell. Oh, you got a poster of your game? That's sick. Pressure is good though? You think so? I mean, I can somewhat agree to that. That's why I have the yeah, to get it done. That's why I have the streams and the schedule, because I feel like if I didn't have those, I would almost never get any work done on this. Um, because it's super easy to just procrastinate and say, "Oh, I'll work on it later. I'll work on it later." And so when I say, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna work on it on 7 p.m. on a Monday," I kind of it's 7 p.m. on a Monday. I guess I kind of gotta. It's not that I don't enjoy it, mind you. It's just like I don't know. It's hard to psych myself up to do it sometimes. Okay, so press pointer key. Normally you'd use just... Normally you would just use left or right for key, however, uses advanced E could also be imagined. So is this only going to send a click to wherever it's pointing? So, okay, let's try this. If I change this from the graphics one, I don't remember where I kept it. To just tester. Would I see those hello messages print? I do, okay. So now, new question. What if I move this? Would it still treat like I'm pressing? No. So it does sort of need that. Which is kind of annoying. So what I'm learning is that I can get it to press things on the widget, but it's not moving the mouse to where I'm clicking. Which is ultimately the thing I wanted it to do. Let me see if this explains it. Screen space. Your mouser's cursor 2D position into a world space. You'll still use the widget fraction component, but you'll need to control its position and raycast origin based on the mouse cursor. Okay, I have that done. Get mouse word. How's it going? It could be better. How about you? How's your Monday going? Username. I'm looking at I'm online right now trying to Google some things.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Unreal Engine 4 and 5 tutorial.
I found a tutorial, hold on.
We'll be going over some help with that on Discord as well if you did want that. But some different areas where you might want to use this is maybe a top-down game. You might want to click someone on the screen and the player then goes there. Or maybe you want to interact with like a 3D menu, so it's not a widget, it's just
Oh, hey, that's what I want.
actual like cubes in the level. You can then use this to actually click on it. So whatever it is that you want, this is easy to do that. So if I hit play, I can show you what I make today. So you'll notice I've got a few boards.
This is, hold on, let me at least get this in a position where you guys can see it too, and then I can just link the video. A little weird just having the disembodied voice. Oh, what is going? It's been going okay, nothing too special. Honestly, that's about as Monday as you can get. Okay, Art V. Get the ad.
To interact with like a 3D menu, so it's not a widget, it's just actual like cubes in the level.
Oh, let me send the link, by the way. Anyone, just to credit.
You can then use this to actually click on it. So whatever it is that you want, this is easy to do that. So if I hit play, I can show you what I make today. So you'll notice I've got a few boards up here, and if I just click, you'll notice a red cube is appearing there. That's not actually a red cube that I'm spawning in, that is just obviously the blueprint actor just from main player.
Let's see.
Not the most
Show mouse cursor. Okay, I got that part. Left mouse button. Line trace by channel. I don't know if I need the line trace. Gotta keep them pesky lawyers lawsuits at bay. Exactly. Break hit result. Hold on, let's go back a little bit. Convert mouse location to world space. Okay, so that's the part. And then he's getting...
Or if this was maybe to actually make the player move somewhere, what you'd want is the location in a 3D with like break hit result, and then get the hit actor or hit component to see what the player is actually interacting with. So for example, if this is to maybe interact with a button in a 3D widget, like I said earlier, you'd want either the hit actor or component. Or if this was maybe to actually make the player move somewhere, what you'd want is the location out of here, because that's going to be where the line trace hits, so that's where you want the player to go to. So comply and save again. I'm not doing anything with that today, just showing you how to do the line trace itself. So if I have to click, you'll notice
okay. That's the part I need, though. I'm not going to show you that. Okay. Well, let's get back to the engine. But then how do you... Alright, let me try this. Let me just... something else. Unreal Engine 5 widget. The 3D widget interaction. There we go. Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. Want to use the widget interaction component to press buttons on a 3D widgets that are throughout the level. I just want to use the mouse to click the buttons on the 3D widget. The 3D widgets work correctly and display information. There's some jumps in logic here. Switching widget to receive hardware input? Wait, what? Solved it by switching the widget to receive hardware input. Also just make sure upon interaction I call set input mode game eye with widget to focus being the world space widget. Okay. I have that. What did it say? Receive hardware input? Remove this. I don't know. I don't want to get a false positive here. What's the task for the stream? Get this to work. I think I might have done it. Hold on. Let's switch this back to the graphics one. Graphics settings menu. There it goes. Okay, so I don't know if my initial plan of... Actually, hold on, we might be able to cheat. So, let's go back. So my initial plan was to not use this, but like have a display on there. I probably can still do that if... Just... Whoop! Let's uncheck that. We just get it to line up close enough-ish. And then we make it invisible. Will that still work? Ah, no, it's because it's invisible. It's not going to work. Shoot. Hidden. Okay, it doesn't have a hidden... Oh, wait, no. Hidden. In game? Okay, no, that didn't work either. Can't hide it. Oh, wait, what if we push it behind it? Yeah, and part of me wanting to use an old PC is what's killing me here. Because these old monitors have the curved screens. But widgets aren't curved like that. At least I don't know if there's a way to do it curved. Oh no, see now the widget's gone. I might just have to bite the bullet and not make the monitors curved. Unless, can I curve a widget? Unreal Engine 5 curve 3D widget. The widget component can do it. Okay. What does that mean though? Geometry mode? Plane. Cylinder. Okay, certainly you give me a little bit some more tools just than that though, right? Surely that's not it. Can you set transparency alpha to 0? And then when you interact with it, set it to 100? Unreal is looking like a space station compared to Godot. Yeah, it's... Unreal's got a lot. And the problem is, a lot of it is like... Not to say it's BS, but there's certainly a lot of noise in Unreal Engine. One of the things I think I was talking about with Basti the other day, because the Fortnite editor uses something similar, and it also looks like a space station because it's built with Unreal Engine. But they should have like a simplified and a standard or advanced layout, where like you just go up here and you can say, "Hey, I'm a novice. Just give me the amateur buttons," and then they simplify all of this down, as opposed to giving it all at once to you. Also, with the transparency thing, I don't know if that would work, because what's happening is it's grabbing what the it's grabbing the visual of the widget and turning it into a material and then throwing that material onto this rainbow here. So if it's not visible, then that material is not going to be visible either. I'm guessing that's what you said, right? Set alpha to 0, and then when you interact with it, set it back to 100. I don't know if that would work that way. You can also do it with render targets and turn it into a material and display... Oh, okay. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to do. Do it with render targets and turn it into a material and display on the screen. Render targets. I'm gonna look that up. Because I don't know how often or how late you joined in your dev, but the idea is... Let's uncurve this so I can demonstrate. Oh, I can change the curve angle, but it's a cylinder, and that's not what I want. The idea is oh, spacing is weird on that. Let's put that back. The idea is that I want to be able to like do this and interact with it. But rather than it being on that flat plane, I want it to be on this curved screen. So I think that is what you were describing. Render target and turn it into material. So are you talking like kind of like what I'm doing here? Because the it is turning the widget into a material. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. Like, let's say I move this down. What it is doing is it is doing the like this part where it's taking the widget, turning it into a material, and I can even like go down here. And then whatever happens to the widget, it casts it to that material. The issue though is that where I want the mouse to click is not where the screen is if I want to do it with that material. So I don't know if I'm using render targets. Is that sounds like it's different than what I'm doing, maybe? Let me Google it, because that might be faster than you typing it all out. Unreal Engine 5... Render target. see. Someone on the forum said, I'm new to Unreal Engine 4 and want to get one mesh to transfer its texture to another. He said that this is called render target. Tutorial. Let me finish reading the post before I go to... create a new render target in the asset content browser. Okay, so it's its own asset. Create some kind of object with a screen capture component 2D on it. Change the texture target to a new camera render asset. As if it were a camera. Create a material... Okay. Now use that material wherever you want. I used mine on a UMG image widget. I think I had done render targets before, because this one's saying with the camera render as a texture. I did that for a CCTV thing in a different level on this same project. The issue, though, is does that transfer user input? It's a component, but I guess it does what you already have achieved. It does look like it's... The way I did it is a little scuffed. I don't know if that's... Oh no, the widget looks the same. It might just be a... Because it's a 3D widget. I was going to say when the text bobs in and out to kind of give feedback that you're hovering over it, it looks a little janky, but the original widget looks like that too, so I don't think that's the way I'm doing it. Oops. Oh, let's go back here, because that was where I was at. Let's try what you were talking about, Nibble. Let's set the capacity, or not the capacity, the opacity. Ooh, okay. Opacity from texture. I don't know if that... No, that doesn't do what I wanted it to do. The issue is when it's invisible like that, is it still going to... Oh, it is. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Nice. Oh. Ignore that. That's my fault, because that's the button. Good call, username. Sorry for doubting you. I was thinking that because the material is using the widget as its source, that if the widget was 0 opacity, it would just... This would also be 0 opacity, but it looks like that's just not the case. But yeah, thanks for the help and the advice, everyone. I always appreciate it. Alright, cool. So let me propose this question to all of you. Does it even look better like this? Or did it look better when it was just a flat screen? And this isn't going to be the best comparison because this is like emissive almost. It's lit up, so I could probably change the other dynamic material to also be lit up like a monitor would be. But no wrong answer here. Is there any preference y'all might have between the two of the curved monitor versus the flat? It looks better curved. It gives it more depth and detail. Okay. Here, another opinion. Curved gives nostalgia vibe. All right, I like it. Get the feedback, everyone. Okay, now let's see how difficult it is to set that material to be emissive. so that it kind of, because right now you can tell it's opaque, like the way that lighting's interacting with it. It's not quite what I want it to do. Where is this material instance coming from? Material instance dynamic. It's in test level. Is there just a material here? Maybe I don't understand how I set this up. Curved, but maybe add a little emissive. Yeah, I think I... Problem number 2. Where did I make it? Where am I keeping this dynamic material at? Okay, so it's creating it. Source material. I'm not doing source material. Uh-huh. I wonder if I can do like set emissive? Because what am I doing in this? Setting texture parameter. That texture parameter. I think I was trying to backtrack this last stream too. However, I would recommend CRT scan lines to the widget because curved monitors almost always have scan lines. Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, I can either do that in GIMP, or I can. I'm sure there's probably some post-process effects I can apply in the widget itself. Okay, because screen display is the name I gave it. Actually, let's do this. Browse to asset. Here we go. This is the one I was using. So if I change this to default lit, would I even need to change it to unlit or just keep it the same D? Oh, I don't know how well that looks. I wonder if unlit would look better. Let's also do a quick test where we turn off or at least move this light. So that we're in a dark room. I could always like fake a glow. Oh wait, isn't that that's an option though, isn't it? Where I can have it glow? The old-timey bezel distortion, exactly. Trying to figure out what the best parameters to set for this material though on the screen would be. It's like emissive glow, isn't it? I have like very faint memories of this. Is it on the object itself? Alright, that's probably a quick Google search. UE5 emissive glow. Apply opaque emissive material to the object. No, this. Sushi was showing the power of bump offset to make things look like they're under a lens. Under what kind of context? For like a monitor or like a screen? You can do a parameter for the emissive to have more control over the intensity. That's a good point. I seem to remember though there being like a checkbox called emissive glow. Am I making that up? It could have just been a thing where it came to me in a dream, and it's not real. Like, I will admit that. Yeah, for a screen. Ooh. It's definitely one way to do it. Yeah, turning cog. I don't know how long you were here, but I was struggling to no end just to get it to where. Oh, let's get our. Let there be light. Hold on. Just to get it to where I could like cast a widget onto a curved material like this, because the widget component themselves give you two options, either flat or cylinder. This isn't either of those. And so I had to like make a dynamic material, use the widget as the source for the dynamic material, and then overlay the widget to where the material happened to be displaying, so that the mouse happens to like click the same buttons. You just joined now? Okay. Then to kind of show you the full thing, and maybe you might know like perhaps a cleaner way to do this. Because it happens to work, but I just got it to work, so I don't know what bottlenecks I'll run into. In construction, I take the static mesh, I set this material index to a new dynamic material, and then I save a reference to it so I can modify it easily in EventTick. And then in EventTick, which this is the part I'm kind of worried about most. I don't like using EventTick when I don't have to, but I don't know if there's really any other way to do it. I am updating the dynamic material to the render target of the... Oh, I did use render target. To the render target of the widget. All your UI knowledge comes from 20 years ago, CS2. Working on a game for too long is how sleep gives you suggestions on the game. That or my premonition demon is interested in game dev. Well, let's get this light source out of here again. I did like... Oh, it's too close still. There we go. I did like the... Where are we? Where'd we go? Where'd we go? Here we go. Let's turn navigation off. We don't need that anymore. Hey, Blue. The colors are a little bit too white. Or like they're too blown out. The brightness is too high. That's what it was. So I think you were onto something with the emissive color. Oh. Hold on. No, that looks exactly the same. No, I was half hopeful that that's what that would be. So if we do... Oh, wait. This is a good representation of a monitor, because the cube. See what different types of lighting we have. I mean, unlit might be the way to go with this. Or if we do, we make it smooth, get opaque. Roughness. Emissive. Whoops. If I could spell emissive correctly. I'm so glad the comment isn't the way the thing I'm trying to type. I love it when that happens. There we go. Could just chuck a div node on the emissive. Emissive light source on the opaque material. Okay, I'll check that out in a sec. Oh, I see what you're saying, turning cog. It was too bright because the I see. So just reducing it. I could have I could also just multiply by a smaller number. I think that would work. That was a nice brute force the lit windows and that was nice to brute force the lit windows and city example. Just read that on this thingy. How to make it. Ooh. Apply opaque and emissive material. Use lumen hardware tracing. Okay. Or that. So let's see. Opaque. Don't know what any of that means. Oh, hey, Basti. Way to trick the rest of us into reading documentation. Yeah, I was trying to... The way he had worded it in that forum was just... Apply opaque emissive material to object add to scene done. Some punctuation would have helped here. Enable emissive light source on the actor. Ah. Oh. This is what I remember. Why is it unchecked? Why can't I not touch it? Let me have it. I'm guessing it's because it's not static. Thinking about making Daisy fan art, but can't figure out where to start. Make her into a small cute droid or a spooky bride. There was a long time ago an old model that I made for Daisy. Because there was like there There was a control panel that I made in Unreal Engine, and you could see part of her silhouette in it. I don't know where that stream is. It's an old stream. And I don't know if I even have the project anymore, because it turned into what is now the horse race stuff, but I think that level's gone. It was pretty... I can poke around for it at some point, and then link it. Nah, she's great. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that looks clean. Oh. Okay, that's an issue with the widget, not me, okay? It didn't... I guess that's the issue with having it be static. Is that the lighting also static? I mean, the simplest thing I could do is... There has to be a way to do movable light source with an emissive material. Hold on. Create a material with parameter, the color and intensity, plug it into emissive color, apply it to a mesh, and then use a blueprint to control the material's parameter dynamically, enabling effect indirect lighting while hidden in game on... Google AI, I think you are making shit up. This? Oh, I saw that video. Oh, this is so good. For those of you that can't, let me... Hold on. I made a self-aware robot video. Where's the... What am I looking for? Here we go, here we go. It has 2 million views, so you guys have probably seen it already. It is pretty well done. Like classic horror where like the main character is super stupid. Yeah, I saw part 2 recently also, yeah. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll just fake it. I'll just put a light bulb. Light. Point light. Make it blue. Not that blue. Also not that bright. Oh! Exception access violation. Note to self, don't add lights, I guess. That'll teach ya. What did I do? Did it save? Okay, it at least saved the thing. Yeah, I think Tomatoes is trying to err on the safe side too, Basti, and not talk about it publicly. Mostly because I would assume either NDA stuff or just privacy reasons, which is perfectly fine. But regardless, I wish the best for whatever he's working on. I'd love to promote it, but of course, privacy and NDA stuff comes first. If any of you are someone new here, Tomatoes is a long-time viewer. He doesn't show up too often because the time zones I stream now are completely different from what I started with. But another game dev that chats every so often. Curse you evil gnome living in Unreal Engine who likes to bang rocks. Okay, take two. Adding a light. Point light. Set it to 500. Okay, okay. Feeling good about this. 500's a bit too much. A little bit too much. 100. Alright, that's still a bit too much. Still a bit too much. 10. Oh, we can get rid of the interaction thing. I don't think I need that because the widget does it now on its own. Yeah. Does this thing not cast shadows? I'd really like if it casted some shadows. Are you sure about that? Like it's casting a lot of shadows. Yeah, no, it is for sure not. Unless it's this. No, I think it's probably the mesh itself. You think 10's a little low? I love your guy still creeping and he's just chilling. 20? Yeah, we can try 20. Basti, we're trying to tweak the interaction stuff. We got it to where the screens actually work and we can press buttons on it. Bubble, you can't say that. Any of you guys watch the most recent Digital Circus episode, by the way? See, it's hard to tell because without the correct shadow casting on this, it looks like too much is getting lit up at once. So let's see if we can figure out why this isn't casting shadows. Shadow? Let's test a couple things. Oh, is nothing casting shadows? Oh, it's because... Oh, it's a skill issue. My bad. Sorry. Whoops. It does not cast shadows when you are in low. Bessie, hold on, let's see. Episode 1 has nearly 100 million views. I think statistically it's more likely that I watch that show than I don't. Look, they sang the Daisy Bell song in one of the episodes. Come on. Of course I watch it. Okay. So now, ladies and gentlemen, Phase 2. You thought Phase 1 was bad. Oh, just wait. Statistically, there are a lot more people than 100 million, even factoring in the only people on the internet. That's way more than 100 million. How many people live stream on YouTube? 7 million people. Okay, that's actually... There's no correlation there, though. How many people watch YouTube? 2.5 billion people monthly? That's a lot higher than I thought it'd be. I was never a statistics guy, okay? You happy? Alright, Phase 2. Look at that. Huh? Stop. Stay. Good. Huh? Alright. We have a buddy now. FNAF be like... RageBait's so good, you don't even know you're doing it. So you have a 700% chance of having watched it, if we're making up numbers. See, 700%, that's good, right? That means that 7 of me have watched it. Okay, so Phase 2 is I want to be able to not have to step out of the monitor and like just click a button here to take me to the next screen. I also want to make... Okay. We have diverging paths that we can take. Path 1. We go into Blender and we remake the model, because the one I'm using now is a free one from Fab. I want to make all of my own stuff for this project, so at some point I will have to go back and do this. We can either do that now, and we can also set up the multi-monitor, or I guess multi-display. Option number 2 is we can design the widget itself and what is going to be on there, because the one we're using now just to test it is just the settings. That's not what's actually going to be on there. The triple CRT monitor setup is crazy, man. I'm sure someone had a setup like that. I didn't get a good look at it. How silly does it look? Hold on. Realistically, there'd be like no mouse and keyboard. Hold on. It'd be something like... Oh, it does just work like that. Oh, that makes my life so much easier. I just have to move the camera. Low-key kind of jealous. It's a GameCube controller. I love the copy-paste computers that look like the ones in the library. That's better. Yeah, still, I mean, obviously these models probably aren't too difficult to make myself. I think this is just a cube, and I can probably do the texturing on my own in Substance Painter, which is what I've been using. Okay, so now we have option 3, which is get the multi-display to work, like with the camera. Display does not start with a B. Okay. Which one we vibing with? Which one do we think? Audience participation time. Come on. In Blender, we can do UX design, or we can do more programming. You know, it's funny, I accidentally forgot to set an alarm, which is why I'm late, but I still woke up at 4 to be here. I appreciate that. Sleep is important, though, especially if you've got things to do today. Okay, we got a couple Blender fans, so we'll jump into Blender. I have it open. I do. Oh, look at this. Okay, hold on. Oh, you're on holiday? Sick. Okay. Let me... Does ArtV, I wonder, do they have some public domain art of a monitor? Here, in case you were all... Oh, what is this guy doing on Twitch? Hold on. Send him to the null. There he goes. Problem solved. I'm gonna show you this. This is what showed up when I looked for monitor on the public domain art website. Not exactly what I wanted. Thanks, John. All right, how about computer? Oh, can't spell. Computer. PC. Right. Right. We can wing it, right? Okay, what are the dimensions of a CRT? Dimensions of an old computer monitor. 12-inch, 14-inch, 17-inch, 15-inch diagonals. Oh, they were square. Wait, were they perfect? No, they weren't. Were they? Were they perfect squares? I don't think so. Oh, this is not helpful. Looking at. Length and width. Length with type. let's see. 13.6 by 10.2. Oh, good. Okay, 15 by 11.25. I don't even know why I'm bothering. You can probably have a 12 by 20. I like that. I can work with that. Okay. This here is, I think this is 2. Certainly be a little bit bigger than what I need, but we can just build it and scale it down later. Unless, is there an easy way to just change? Whatever. We'll work in meters and then we'll just scale down. Uh, 12. It's too much. Rectangular ones are much older. Were they? So we went from rectangle to square, then back to rectangle? I think this is 2 meters. So let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then this one. This is a 12 by 12. I guess that's a good question, though. From a design perspective, it is such a tiny detail, but might be one worth asking. Would this feel better as square monitors or rectangular? Blue Drew Daisy? Oh, hold on, let me check this out. Kawaii. So, by the way, I think I'm gonna have to change her color to blue because we said that ghosts are green, right? Not blue. I have 4 colors planned: red, blue, what is it? No, red, blue, green, and then like warm white for something. So if the ghost character is getting green, that means Daisy has to take blue. Yeah, wait, no, don't. No, it's good. Rectangular ones could give more of a sense of I can't see the room, versus square ones showing more of the room. Ooh. You disagree immensely about the color thing? No, Basti, stop. Stop. You are the one who said ghosts are green. I was the one who said ghosts are blue. I conceded and said, okay, ghosts can be green. But because ghost character has the green color for her eyes now, that means that Daisy has to swap from green to blue. I was the one who's trying to use Casper as the example. Got self-conscious? No, it looks good, Blue. You're killing it. So that's a good question. I guess I can make a couple different versions. I can make a rectangular one and a square one, and then just add them in wherever I feel like I most want that desired effect. Because you're right. I'll only snooze the ads on Twitch for you. It's Square will show more of the room. So the idea I have, by the way, let's draw this out so people can kind of understand the full context of the different situations. Right now, this is just a test environment, so it doesn't really matter too much what the player sees as long as it functionally works. But the idea for this test environment is that the player is in an elevator of some sort, and then they just have this as a kind of control panel to track information about, oh, how do I undo that? Oh no, I do that all the time and I don't know how to fix it ever. Oh, that's not it. All right, well, we're just going to be crooked now, okay? Oh. Come on. Oh, wait, there you are. Zero, okay. No! Stop! Okay, I fixed it. So, like, there's the animal out here, that's the animal. And then inside this little elevator thing, they just have the monitors to keep track of it. Since this is more for a tutorial, there's not really a super big need. There's not really a lot of interaction going on between the monster and the player while they're in this part. In the main game, though, or like post-tutorial, the idea is that the player's in a train, so this is a train from a top-down view. And then there's a mansion, and then there's a path going from the train to the mansion, and then there's like a whole courtyard area that like they could also technically walk around through, so all of this is technically a playable area. And the idea is there's a portion in the train where there are monitors where they do the same things that we're going to try to design in the UI here at some point. While they're on the monitor here, though, the monster is able to leave the mansion and enter the train. And so it kind of plays a little like the old FNAF games, where you have the monitor, you can turn around, or you can like peek and look at the windows instead. And so that's where having either more mobility or less would definitely be something to consider. Didn't you guys learn anything from Luigi's Mansion? Ghosts can be pink too. You say, but the biggest hater is no one but yourself. No, I feel that, Blue. I totally get it. But I am not one of your haters, though. So that's at least one thing. In terms of what's going to be on the monitors, here's kind of what I was thinking. Is for this initial part, one of them is just a list of the different types of behaviors. And so a better example is like this. These. Oh, you guys can't see this. These, like the different traits that get applied to the AI. So it'll be a list of that, and then maybe some additional flavor text for some lore bits tied to those different traits. And then this would more so be like the profile of the monster itself. There it is. Happy? And then the idea is you click it on the screen, and then it can either dragged or get moved to the monster's profile. That way you have one screen for what you've already determined is the monster's trait, and the other for keeping track of all the potential traits. Adding on to that, in the train car, you would have the map of the level, and then you would have a fourth monitor either above that or to its side, and I just ran out of space here, which is the camera view of the map. So like, let's say the map is just this simple 1 room, 2 room, 3 room, 4 room. If you clicked this room's map or camera, security camera would show up on that fourth monitor, but you'd still have the map itself showing on the third monitor. Any feedback, questions, comments or concerns about monitor usage here? Why is the monitor on the far left the main one? It won't necessarily be like that. That's just because of how to answer your question, it shouldn't be. It'll be something more like that. We could even have it to where the fourth monitor is... How busy does this look? I wonder if it would look better if one of the monitors was stacked on top of the other one. Right, because I'm trying to think if it's like the part we're talking about where it's the map on one screen and the camera on the other. Would it make more sense to maybe have them on the same screen like this when you click over to it? And so maybe it's something like this for one when you're assigning the character traits, and then something like this when you're looking at the map. Or maybe like you can have a backed out view. Oh, forgot our friend is still moving around. That's another thing. That's another potential, is like give that option to the player. Like they can click on an area and then it'll zoom in. And then they can also just zoom out and interact with all of them at once. Busy is good, cable management is horrible. Also, I think I'm way too deep in the Alan Wake rabbit hole. I spent 10 minutes watching a Russian cover of Herald of Darkness while playing the cabin hold on RE4. I don't think you're deep enough. You need an email monitor with side stories, like an email from your wife with divorce papers. Not that it'd be too relatable. I'd be so immersed. It could be like you can. Ooh, that could be a potential. Is like you can move where some of these are. Like you can minimize one, and then you can pull up like an email thing or something like that. Okay, we got some good ideas rolling. Let's finish the monitor, because we did want to get some blendering done. Oh, also, I don't know if I showed you guys the little example I made. Hold on, let's do that first. Because I realized I was talking and I wasn't showing you anything. So I was saying we could either have like all four in the frame like this, and then maybe they can click to zoom in and then it shows them two at a time. Like either that, and then for the next part, something like that. Or of course, like it can do a full zoom in with maybe a little bit on the side there. So, just some ideas. Since we already have the fab asset for the rectangular monitor, let's do a square one right now. So if this is, and let me Google some reference image for old CR computer monitor. Oh, that's a perfect one. Okay, cool. This one that I'm looking at, this part is curved too, but I don't really need that. So we'll just kind of keep that as is. We'll extrude this face. Make it a little bit smaller. Let's bring it a little bit closer and make it a little bigger. And then it gets kind of weird from here. Something like that. Then click and drag this out. Scale it down a little bit too much. And then this next part is the somewhat interesting bit. So let's select all of this. Do an inset. Do an extrude. Extrude along normals. This part, we just kind of do something like that. Basti, have you heard of Alan Wake? I think you'd like it. Okay, and like this is where the vents would be. We're venting. And then what would the stand look like? Well, we just do something basic. Because we have the odd shape down here, partially tempted just to make the stand separate and then attach it later. For now, we can go back to face selection. Do one of these bad boys. Set it to a clean number like 0.5. Then we do an inset. We don't need to do inset. Sorry. Extrude. Make it a negative 0.2. Whoops. And this is where I'm gonna give it that curve. Something feels off with that. Do I ever stream smaller indie games? Yeah. I've streamed a handful of them. So around Halloween time, I think I did, at least last year, I did a good amount. And all throughout this year, I did a good amount of them also. Okay, let's hear a little bit. The only parts I don't want to be sharp is this. You're sharp. There we go. Everything else has that boxy look. Maybe you don't need to be sharp. And we can also throw in an extra bevel modifier. Ooh, gross. What? Why does it look so bad? Maybe because it's redoing the sharpness? Have you played Who's Layla? I have not. Have you played Amori? No, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Okay, let me do this. Apply all transforms. Bevel. No, that didn't help. We apply this. So it was this part that it didn't really know how to handle. Which, I mean, I could just separate it and then bring it back in after the bevel on everything else. Oh, all the weird Mark Sharps I did. Can you play it for me next stream? It's your birthday? Next stream won't be for 2 weeks because I'm gonna be out for the rest of this week and the rest of all of next week. But when's your birthday? Next scheduled stream is? The 29th? September. We're in December. No, next scheduled stream is your birthday. So I have to play the game. But wait, when is the next scheduled stream? I'm tracking the 29th. He's right, you gotta. Y'all are rage baiting me. Can't believe it. Taught you so well. You're sharp. What was the name of this game? Who's Lila? Bliss. Oh, I've seen this one. I've seen bits of it. I saw Vinny play it. Is he live right now? What's he doing? Oh. Eh. Okay, so now we want to mark sharp. Oops, not seam. Sharp. There we go. Same thing with this bit. Not there. From there to there. Ooh, okay. Control's what I wanted. Nope, it was shift. Nope, it was control. I lied. Ooh, this is awkward. Okay. Maybe just from like here to here. Fine. Give it that fake little boxy look. Well, what do we think? Probably don't need this one to be sharp also, now that I look at this. Are you gonna share with the class? Share what? Looks pretty snazzy, thank you. I'm trying to make a Daisy realistic. Realistic teeth are hard. Oh no. I'm still not super settled. Like, I keep going back and forth on what I want the design of Daisy to be. Like, physically. Because I've talked... Oop, sorry for bumping the mic. I've talked about this, I think, on older streams. Daisy is a character in this game. But it's like, oh, may as well reuse the name and just kind of have her exist outside of it too in the meantime. She's an AI in this game too. And she has a physical body. I have like an old design of it, and I have like a couple of different ideas for how I want her to look. So I might have to think about that a bit more. Got something brewing. Okay, let's... Oh, we should probably give it a stand. Hold on. Stand is easy. Add a cube. Center this. Oh, whoops. I want to add a cube in object mode. For the love of God, reach out, I beg. I miss when we could see Twitch chat. That was the only message that I didn't read. I'll look at it eventually. As per usual. If I'm actively working on something, might not go over every time I see movement. At least until I get to like a good mini stopping point. That's the scale. That something like that. And then we can just do a simple bevel on this. Actually, let's change this a little bit. Let's see if it looks nicer. Yeah, sure. Oh, I think I know what feels off with this. This little outer rim here is a little too thin. That should be simple enough to fix, though. I... What is on here, though? Oh, I see, because it beveled that. I gotcha, I gotcha. Okay. So if I alt-select you, you, do this instead. But that did not capture everything, which is kind of annoying. It's a fan art you want to make, but I kind of want to do it on digital, so I have a laptop with a pen, but I can't find the right software. Wouldn't have any recommendations for a non-Apple product? GIMP is usually pretty good. That's the one I use. Paint. I don't know if I'd recommend Paint. Oh, yeah, that looks way cleaner. I like that a lot more. Props. Selenium? Ooh, I need to start saving these in a not crap location. Oh, cool. Yeah, Paint, like, Paint is serviceable, but I don't think that would be my go-to. All right, let's export this as FBX. Oh wait, let's merge these together. Control J. Or FBX. Monitor.fix. Now, I don't know if they fixed. I don't know if they fixed Substance Painter. You're really Googling GIMP. Just don't type anything after it, okay? Alright, I'm gonna try Substance Painter. In the past, it would, like, kill the stream. I'm really hoping it doesn't do that this time. Oh shoot, I didn't do the I didn't give it the right UV mapping. It still did this weird cross, which is not what I want. So we go back to Blender, one that's an easy enough fix. Go back to edit mode, select all, and then just the smart UV project is good enough for what I want. And then we can even see how it splits it up here. Good enough to me. Save, and we can re-export. Then back to Substance Painter. Go to Edit, Green Port Mesh. I've been procrastinating, Vasty. I have a lot of clothes that I need to donate. I donated a lot of shoes. I did that part already. But not a lot of the clothes yet. Okay, a couple things is we need to mark, like, what different parts of this we want to look one way versus another. What I mean by that is if we go back here, we can just do unlit for now. Like, the top and bottom and sides of the monitor will all probably be the same base texture. Probably even like the stand. It looks like he uses a slightly different texture for like that back part. Not opposed to. So if we go back to Blender, we can actually mark what we want the differences to be. There's a lot of art applications. Ibis Paint, the one I use, but apparently it's not good on PC, but worth trying it anyways. Krita, I've heard Krita, yeah. It just depends on what you're willing to try. Yep, that's a good point. Basti, no, I don't. Vertex Paint? This. Control L to select linked. Give it a nice color here. Vertex colors. So this, not quite what I wanted it to do. We'll paint it for now. I want this part to be different. So if I go back and I might have to manually click these. And actually, I don't even know if I want that whole thing. Like, go back to that reference photo I had. Like, if this bottom part is just meant to be the vent, I don't know if I need the whole thing. Or if I can just have, like, this be a different color. You can always go back and change it later. I think having it be darker is probably a good call. Give it a little bit of diversity there. Textures. this to blue. Looks pretty good. And then you can just set this to white. Now save again. And then re-export. Now if we go to texture settings, bake mesh maps, and we change ID from material to vertex, and bake. Go back to this. So now it's like a plastic. What is this? Plastic used soft. Don't know how I feel about that one. Can change the color, but we want like the base to look right. I don't know how that one's close potentially. How about some of these just basic ones? A little too shiny. Plastic tool worn, plastic thick cracked. Plastic there. Oh, what? That one doesn't look too bad. We do like a like that. See what else we have. Not a fan of that. I mean, that might be good for like the screen, actually. I'll remember that. Ooh, that doesn't look too bad either. Oh, whoops. Thank you for letting me know. I always forget to do that. That was the one I just added. The alternative was this. And keep in mind, like, we can also add extra effects to it. Like, we can add the dust and stuff. Oh, there's more art in the Discord? Let's see. Biblically accurate. Now angry. Okay, you use Ibis. Cool, cool. I do kind of vibe with this dirty one a little bit. I don't know, what do you guys think? Maybe make it a little bit more... like beige-ish. And let's tone down the dirt a little bit if we can. Looks good, looks good. Now what we can do is apply mask with color selection, and then there it goes. It just applies it on that one. So now if I wanted to get something slightly different or maybe darker, like use this dusty one again, but we want it to be a darker shade. Something like that. Do the same thing. Let's select that. And it is subtle. Change it a little bit more. Or we can also try to add an effect. Let's try it with something or like no. Can't imagine that somebody's keeping them clean, so yeah, it fits. On what I'm thinking too. I'm gonna find something good for like the vent height. Can always toy around with this a little bit more. How do I delete? There it is. There's a lot of these that I can go through. I can also do something like that. I'll have to toy around with it. Let's get something for the base. It's also probably plasticky. And then finally we have the screen. Ooh, this one actually doesn't look too bad compared to this one. Let's see. If I can clean up these scratches just a little bit, that might make this better. Oh. Scratch quantity. There we go. That's a little bit cleaner. There we go. I like that. Let's save it. And we'll export the textures. Now in Unreal Engine. One of the things I will have to do is go through and clean up how I'm saving my Blender assets, because it's a mess. Orders Mansion props, maybe? Monitor. And then not create material, do not import texture. Now I need to grab this. Grab the 2K. The computer of your childhood. I never got a computer when they looked like that. Oh, I definitely had at least a couple of these throughout my lifetime. Alrighty, you hit your 12 art quota of one thing. Hell yeah. I think that's a good thing, right? Hit a quota, so I'm let you know what they say about making assumptions. Oh, let me close Substance Painter. Because that's probably eating a lot of my juice. Ooh, it's a little too shiny. Fix that. Here. There it goes. Hmm. Oh, that's right. I never scaled it back down. Whoops. And arts and Discord. Ooh. What's his name? Not Herb. It's Elber. Right? It kind of looks like Elber, but I like it. I don't know if that's what you're going for because the hands are different than the one in the short. But the eyes definitely remind me of it. I don't like him. That's Daisy, but like evil. Elber? Never heard of him. It was in the short and the video link I sent earlier. Blues typing. We've evolved. We now have 3 different chats: Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. We'll come back to it. I think so. Yeah, the eyes are definitely taken straight from the self-aware robot. Looks cool though. How long did it take you to make that? I'm gonna need to borrow your pixel style username because holy cow, it looks cool. It does look cool. I agree with that one. We're evolving just backwards. Who needs consolidation? Who needs to consolidate tools when you can just make more tools? No? Whoops. There we go. Hey, don't watch your type. Oh, I'm sorry. Ever since I said I haven't decided how Daisy should look like 45 minutes ago. Really? You pumped that out quick. That's sick. You doodle quickly. Ooh. Let's get the main light back in here. At least just a smidge. Alright, that's a little bit more than a smidge. Alright, let's see how good this looks if we replace this static mesh. Oh no, it's not going to work too well because this is all one material. I would need to split it up into multiple. Jolly needs to come over to YouTube. Sometimes I can't tell when he's reading chat or talking casually. It's a guessing game. Yeah. Because when I'm just talking casually, it does sound like I'm talking to someone. it helps that you didn't have to make half of it. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, and then sometimes I just hear voices. So, all right. So for me to split this up, so it'll also fix the issue we're having where like the plastic of the monitor is shiny, but the screen isn't shiny enough. We have to split this up, but we do that in Blender. So if we go back, so here in modeling, if we just Control L this, well, if we Control A, then just assign it to this material, and then we make a new one, call this screen play. I'll just call it screen, and then assign it. I think that's all I need to do. I don't think I need to go back in Substance Painter because I'm not changing the UV mapping. But I do need to re-import. Oh, no, wait. So that's correct, but then the issue is... Okay. So I can use the same material again for 1 and 2, like that. But the issue is I can't assign this rainbow material to it because it's not going to map correctly. So I do need to reset the UV on this. If we go back to Blender. Oh, I mean, yeah, I have a Twitch chat. Like, I have it in, I have the Streamlabs thing, but it's against Twitch terms of service to display anything other than Twitch chat. So if I brought Twitch chat on the screen, it would only be Twitch chat, not the combined YouTube chats. I got a notification about that, which is why it's not on the screen anymore. Mentioning Daisy like Karen on a metal pole with the same voice. Strange. Yeah, it's stupid. I don't know why Twitch doesn't want combined chats on screen. YouTube doesn't care, by the way. I could show Twitch chat on YouTube and it'll be just fine. But for whatever reason, Twitch doesn't allow it. We can reset this UV. I think, yeah, just resetting is probably going to be fine. We go to this. Just this 1-to-1 here. Oh wait, no, I don't want to reset. I want to Smart UV project it and unwrap. Why did it do it like that? Why didn't it just take up the full thing? Oh, unless it's not like a perfect square. Is it just me? No, this part here on the left seems like it's smaller than this part on the right. Right? Like, this isn't centered. Gonna get some sleep? Take it easy, take it easy. Oh, we're 2 hours, 40 minutes in. I should wrap up soon. Let's see what other unwrap tools I have. Unwrap angle based. Oh, there we go. I like that a lot. That's much cleaner. Okay. Cool. The issue now, though, is that that's gonna look wrong, which isn't a huge deal. I can just use a dark material. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I just have to go back to where it was. Here. And then on this, we can replace this with our new monitor. Definitely need to fix the size. Was it 0.1? Oops, not 0.01. 0.025? That looks about right. Actually don't need these duplicates until I can fix this first one. Screen is funky. Whoops, thank you. You gotta play it, it's the rules. I need to make a keyboard next time too. We're almost done with this, and when I'm finished with this, probably where I'll wrap it up. Widget screen, just until I can see. Change the opacity again. Back to a 1. That was the size of the old screen. Let's go ahead and bump this scale up just a tad. 0.03. This one was also rotated. I guess I had done that, at some point. I don't need that. Scaling's always so weird. Hold on. Nope. Oh, that's location, not scale. Can we do a horse race? Sure. 0.02, 0.017? Too much. 6. Pretty good. And have it pop off just enough. And then set its opacity. Alright, let's see if this still works. Ooh, that does not look good. But it's also, I need to fix this. That's because of the beveling for sure. Yikes. I mean, fixable. Oh, why is that not working? Okay, no, that is just a bug where it doesn't let you go back. Okay. Funky. Yeah, it's because of the I think it's because I didn't make this super smooth. Or more specifically, it's because I have things on like the edge of the screen that just don't work super well. I can tweak it a little bit and figure something out. All right, let's see if I can get the horse race going before we wrap up. What time is it? Oh, it's only 10 o'clock. Sweet. We're going to do the one in engine just because it runs better than the executable on its own. All right, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Be prepared to type into Twitch chat. So, the commands are going to be choose a color with one of the 4 commands. It's going to be exclamation point, choose blue, choose yellow, choose green, choose red. Can you guys not see the screen? Hold on. What happened? Oh, there it goes. Blue might want to do that again. I don't know if it got it. Wait, no, it got it. I think. In the top left corner, there's a message that's like one of the debug ones that tells me if it got it or not. And again, a reminder, I will post the schedule for next week when it gets closer to next week. But again, all of this week I'll be out, and all of next week I will also be out. So I will see you on Monday the 29th. That'll be the next time I'm live. Doing the same stuff. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more done to show. But we made a pretty good amount of progress today, which is always good to see. All right. 10 seconds left. Oh, blue's in the lead. Green, a close second, but not by too much. Oh. Blue is showing off. And green tries to take it. Oh, green got lost. Blue steals it back. Oh, screen is stuck. What? Pause. Why is screen stuck? What is going on? At least you're winning. I killed it. I killed it. I'm sorry. Why? Hold on. Let me close the other Unreal Engine instance. Save all and close. Technical difficulties. Just technical. There we go. Alright, try again. Try again. We can give blue we can give blue a prize, a consolation. You were robbed. I don't know what you're talking about. Technically, blue could have still lost. That's all I'm saying. Oh, what's gonna happen? No, it's not, Bassie. I'm looking at it. Oh, green. No one voted green. Oh, yellow. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. Where is my mouse? What was the other one you chose? Yellow. Alright, last one for real. If my cheating doesn't help, I don't know what to tell you. Delete the other ones. But then there's no point. Oh, maybe. If we don't get a win this one, it's just I would have to click each one individually because I did not put them in a folder. Oh, you have to type choose blue. Turning cog. You're not registered to vote. Oh, okay, good. You got it in time. Oh, green is in the lead again. Is anyone gonna contest green? Green is in second and first place. Alright, wait, that... Oh. Okay, hold on. We can't... Hold on. Do I have them color-coded in the... Oh, good. I don't. Alright, hold on. Oh, I've definitely clicked things that aren't the reindeer. Oh, no. I did it again. Green is kill. Rick. Green is kill. You know what? There's no guarantee that... I'll just do this. There. Don't choose red or green. Choose blue or yellow. We will have at least one winner tonight before I go to bed. Am I just rigging the game? Look, it's not my fault everyone is so bad. I felt bad like ending the game or ending the stream on no wins. So, yes, I'm rigging it. There's still a chance someone will lose. They're all going to get stuck somewhere. That would be the perfect outcome. The only possible solution. Thanks for the advertisement, Daisy. Appreciate it. Game recognized game. Okay. Someone will win. Some will lose. Will it be you? Yellow off to a commanding lead. Oh, but blue. Oh, but yellow takes it back as quickly as he lost it. Oh, what's happening in the alley? There's a tussle. Oh, someone's trying to take a shortcut, but he got stuck. Oh. Oh. Yellow wins. Yellow wins. Blue, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, that was a fantastic stream, a fantastic night of gaming. To everyone who provided support and just helped me out, I appreciate it. I always appreciate you guys being here, even if you're just watching and chatting, or even if you're not chatting. If you just like to sit back and have it on in the background and do something else, I always appreciate you being here. I will not be live for 2 weeks. So on the 29th, on Monday, I will be back. But since I won't be here, let me say this to you now. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your time with family, friends if you can. If not, at least enjoy some peace and quiet to yourself if you can afford that to yourself. Take it easy. Do some cool stuff. If you do cool stuff, feel free to share it in the Discord. I'll still be chatting in there throughout these next couple of weeks. But that's it for me. Thank you all for tuning in, chatting, and just watching and lurking. I appreciate it again. Have a good night.